We are John and Ellie, the Barefoot Doctors. We lost our new Leopard 50 catamaran to fire, so we began our search for the perfect performance catamaran for sailing us around the world. After 4 decades of sailing experience, we are very clear about what we want. So join us as we explore new horizons, stretch the boundaries in yacht design, and build the ultimate catamaran. Jump on board for this adventure, and together, who knows what we can achieve? Because life is better barefoot.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Barefoot Doctors Sailing. In this episode we're going to share with you the kind of angst and difficulties you have when you buy a new boat and go through the aftermarket process, because when you buy a new boat, your dream is the beautiful boat with pristinely fitted out as you see at the boat shows. You get the boat and then you have to do aftermarket stuff to it, so all of a sudden the boat's ripped apart and you have to go through this process that is really a lot more disruptive than you would think if you've never done it before. We've now done it twice, so we know exactly what it's like, and when I see other people going through it, I thought it's a really good idea to pre-warn people so you can be prepared, and that way you can go through the process knowing what's going to happen and not getting too upset by the process and the whole disruption to your boat, your beautiful prized possession that cost you a lot of money and a lot of years work. So you'll go through it smoothly, understanding that there is an end and it'll all come out okay in the end. As Elizabeth's mother used to say, everything is going to be all right. So just say that to yourself when you're going through this whole process, if you start to get stressed. But let's show you what it's really like. Over to the video.
So this is what it looks like when you are fixing up your boat or doing aftermarket. The place is absolute chaos, but it all fits back together. The tops go on, the covers are taken off, and you will have a spectacularly nice new looking boat. Stuff. The cooker's covered in plastic so we can't use it. The oven can't be used because the gas pipe's not connected because we need gas tape. You can use the fridge. You can't use the kettle because we don't have 220 volts active yet on the boat. It should come in a few days. We can use the sink, but we choose not to. Only kidding. There are wires and EPIRBs and printers and electronics all need to be fitted. We have things that aren't quite put into their particular places. Barbecue should be fitted. Standboy should be fitted. Vacuum cleaner needing to be used. The roof of the saloon. The tools in the seats that have no covers at the moment. Okay guys, so we have come onto the boat for the first night, and obviously everything has to be done. So bed, linen, pots, crockery, cutlery, gas connections, all that sort of thing. But and you think, you kind of think, we just have to make the bed, but it's never that easy because these are asymmetrical beds, and it's got to go the right way. I got this fitted mattress protector on with the third go, and of course you're crawling all the way up to the end because that's what you have to do. It's also made more difficult at the moment because the boat is not empty of all the working stuff, and there's boxes and there's cushions. These are the seat cushions from upstairs because they're doing the teak flooring, so they can't, all the cushions from upstairs have to be brought down, and things like that happen. Yeah. So yeah, it always takes longer than you expect. So if you are getting a new boat and having to fit it out completely, do allow a fair amount of time to get all those things. Obviously make a list, buy all the things, decide how many sheets you need, bring them to the boat. It's all time. And then of course even the process of fitting the sheets and mattress protectors for the first time also takes longer because you're unpacking bags, a lot of plastic rubbish. Oh, hey Paul. So this is the flow goes here?
Correct.
And the wind gear goes up there?
Yeah.
And what's that's the light, is it?
Yeah, it's the nav light. So basically when you have the flow here,
Yeah.
You don't see the Windex when you're looking down, otherwise it's in your view. So you have to move it up as well.
Okay, okay, great. Interesting, thanks.
Yeah.
So we are aboard the boat. We've been aboard the boat for 2 nights already, and we've made a lot of improvements in the tightness of the boat since we came on board. But have a look around at all of this. This is how we have to live until the guys have finished their fit out. So
This is looking good.
and this is, yeah, as I said, this is an improvement.
We've got
That's right.
a nice seat.
There are no seats, so we put one of the ottomans where the cushion should be, so we can sit down.
And watch our favourite YouTube channel. Brilliantly edited, mate.
Yeah, we're not biased, are we? So yeah, let's go.
It's my first time getting a sneak preview before it gets published.
Uh,
The Atlantic crossing is just ahead of us.
Pretty exciting!
Bring it in. Group hug, mom too. What has Sam brought me? It's so heavy.
It was heavy.
properly for you. What could it be? What could it
I
be?
got a Starling bracket. Woo! With a tilt, it can only mean one thing.
Someone loves you.
Someone's got a high performance,
Yep.
well wrapped Starling.
Wow. It's a much bigger screen.
Go with my baby Starling.
Wow.
Oh yeah, look at that baby.
That baby's working,
Yeah.
but she won't be working as good as this.
That's incredible.
Marine fan, here we come, 1 terabyte. All right, I got my VHF radios for my dinghy. Can't go ashore and lose your wife when she's shopping. You just need to call her. Awesome. Yeah. Now I gotta go tell the lads that they have another job to do.
Starlink's certainly changing the way we communicate and maintain connectivity while we're offshore at a fraction of the price of the old KVHs and things like that we had on our previous 50. Obviously, if you like what we do and the effort we're putting into these videos, subscribe. And obviously, if you want more detailed information, live updates of our position and a daily log, then log on to Patreon and support us through that. All the money obviously going to charity. It's to support suicide prevention worldwide. So look forward to seeing you on the trip, and hopefully we get this video out in time for you guys to see it. So I'm racing furiously to edit, record and get this video out so you guys can see it before we actually go. So catch you later.
So how's it looking, Owen?
Looking very good, very good. This is a good art that I'm putting on here.
I've heard you can do anything.
Yep. And yeah, it's almost anything that is related, fiberglass, charcoal, painting. I'm your guy.
Yes, well, you're doing some marvelous jobs on this boat, so thank you very much. So these are backlit, so you've had to put in holes and drill wires on every single letter, haven't you?
It's 12 letters.
12 letters, yeah.
Each letter I have 3 holes. It's super exciting. Super exciting.
Okay guys, so this is Thursday. The boat is meant to be finished by Monday, and we sail across the Atlantic supposedly in 9 days time. And I just wanted to give you a little show around the boat. This is what you have to get used to or go through when you are fitting out a new boat. This is the work of the changing the seat from the U to L-shaped sofa. We have a lifting TV that is still in the process of being completed. The Raymarine Axiom display or 1600 hybrid has been installed. We have the other displays and controls there. We only got the kettle working today because we had to get a specific adapter for South African plugs. So I'll just take you down to the aft cabin. There you have it. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, look at that. Obviously, plastic on the floors. Everything's covered. All the cushions are stored in places that aren't being used, like the heads of the bathrooms. And this is the utility room. You can't even see the utilities. Oh, look at that. I bought another one of these today. Damn. Oh no. Drainer as well. I didn't know these existed, and I bought a cutlery organizer and a draining board today from Macro. Oh, I hate that.
We've now been waiting a week for a weather window, and the weather window is tomorrow. If we leave any later than that, we'll be caught by another storm front coming through. So I'm just going to show you the boat while there's very few people on it. So as you can see, everything's been cleaned, put back in place. We've got extras attached like this handrail in the aft cockpit, which we can also hang our wet weather gear on. That's looking very promising. The table has been made. I'm going to close the door because it's cold outside. We have a logo on the door, which is really important because the number of times people walk out through this door and bang their heads because they think it's open when it's actually just clear glass. Before we had a little bit of masking tape there so that we would see it and we wouldn't bump our heads. But when I first got out 50, I must have hit my head about 5 times before I thought, okay, now I've got to put something there. It's ridiculous. And the boat has now been put together. Still messy because we are last day of frantic packing. All the ceilings are reattached. No wires hanging down. Apart from our mess, everything is in place. Here you can see the ottoman, which is now separate. The standard setup is a U-shaped saloon, but this has been separated and that is mobile. We still have the storage inside, which is great. Interestingly, it's also created extra storage underneath that area, which is really good. We've got our eggs and our vacuum cleaner in there. One question which we'll have to see is, will this shift and move around when we're on passage in rough weather? Obviously all the gear there is all now functional, which is great. We also have the TV, and we've been doing weather routing on this TV, so all 5 of us can sit and look at the weather predictions. Nice position there. It does push the desk out a little bit, so the nav station out a little bit. So eventually everything gets put back in its place and the cushions get taken away from the showers and heads so we can use those parts of the boat again. But the bottom line here, guys, is when you buy a brand new boat, and I don't think it really matters what the brand is, you will expect the boat to be looking absolutely pristine and wonderful, and then you're going to be doing stuff to it. And while you're doing this stuff, however little it is, it looks like a complete mess, and you have to be prepared for that. Don't get too upset. It will get back into place. Just check that everything's being done properly. Check that there's no damage to the boat. Keep the workers careful when they're working on your boat. The contractors who are used to working on boats will put down towels or sheets or plastic to protect your gear, But if they're not doing that, and if they're not used to boats, then they will carry in ladders and scratch the walls and stuff like that. So just pay attention to how they're looking after your boat while they're doing the work, and it will become obvious which of the contractors are good and which are bad. I must say, here in Cape Town, we have had 99% wonderful contractors. The ones we have had have all done exceptionally good work. We're very happy with how they've been looking after the boat and also the quality of the work that they've been doing. Most of them have been recommended to us by Marcel from Leopard. So if you are having a Leopard launched here and you're doing the aftermarket here, speak to Marcel. He can recommend who to use for the different types of work. And Marcel will keep you right and look after you and make sure that the work will be done well, because he wants you to be happy too. The other big question is, can you live on the boat while the aftermarket is being done? There are some advantages with doing that. You're paying much closer attention to the work that's being done, and you're more available to the workers if they have questions on fine detail as it's going along. You can also hurry them along, like keep encouraging them to work faster if you've got a deadline to meet. The disadvantage is it's complete chaos. It really is complete chaos. Every night you're struggling to get to places. You can't use your toilets. We couldn't get coffee for a while. We certainly haven't made any cooked meals because the gas cooker was covered with plastic. It's only just been uncovered. Being able to cook properly in your boat is one of the very last things that happens. Living on board certainly is a lot more difficult than it would be normally, and then you've got to put your things away so the workers can come in and work around you if you're in cabins where they have to access. Okay guys, I hope you found that useful and gives you some insight into what it's going to be like after you've paid all that money for a brand new boat and you're expecting a fantastic, pristine and clean boat. Well, it's not going to be like that all the time, and it certainly goes through that terrible time of being completely ripped apart, taken apart, wires everywhere and inaccessible. So hope that was useful, and we are now going to be setting off on this crossing across the Atlantic, which it's very exciting, so we'll keep you updated about that. So all the best guys, and we will see you on the waters across the Atlantic. See ya.
Thanks for watching guys, and if you like what we do, show us the love and hit the like button, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well, so you don't miss out on your regular fix. Then kick off your shoes and you can come barefoot with us.